Hi, welcome to the Grow Store in Lakewood, Colorado, your home for indoor and organic gardening. We have been in this location for 14 years. We're one of Denver's first indoor organic stores. We're actually certified naturally grown and certified organic for the plants that we sell. But in addition to plants, we carry a wide variety of products, and I'd like to show you some of those now. You can see that we have many medias or soils. Our Fox Farm Organics, our Aurora Organics, our Roots brand. We have many different medias, growing rocks, Hydroton, coconut fiber. We carry a full line of amendments such as dry molasses, bat guano, bird guano, earthworm castings, things of this nature. We have all of your media needs: perlite, vermiculite, humus. Come on over here and I'll show you some of our accessories. On this wall, we have some of our more commonly needed accessories. You have thermometers and hygrometers to measure your humidity and measure your temperature in your garden. You have pH testers and nutrient testers to tell if the acidity is too high or too low, or if they have greater needs for food. We have some filters and some restraints to hold those heavy grow lights up, or to keep your plants secure when you're gardening them and they become heavy with fruit or flowers. Over here we have our pesticide section. You'll notice that we carry a large line of the safer products. We highly recommend certified organic pesticides and fungicides because they're the safest for consumption and safest for exposure to your family. Along with the pesticides, you see such things as sulfur vaporizers and aerosol products, typically all geared to keeping your garden in line so you can have the most bountiful harvest ever. Let's step over here and I'll show you some more of our products. So, here in the showcase, we carry some of our more specialty products that are geared toward one purpose or another. Most of these are geared for indoor flower production or indoor tomato production. Some of them include the yellow package of Root Bastic, a nitrogen-containing fertilizer that stimulates healthy roots. The Bloom Bastic, a composition formula which produces healthier fruits and flowers up to maturity. We have Snowstorm Ultra, Purple Max, Gravity, and Bushmaster. All of these products are typically a flower-specific product. They produce either higher essential oil content or a color change, if that is possible within the species, or a vertical halt, meaning that it keeps them in more manageable height, typically applied at the onset of flowering to keep them at exactly that height for the remainder of their life. In the next showcase, we have more of our rooting and cloning and propagation tools. Roots Accelerator, Rapid Start, Humboldt Roots. These are all liquid stimulants to make sure that your clones and teenage plants are growing very vigorously and have a very well-established root zone. The Olivias, Root Tech, Clonex, all of these are clone gels and cloning solutions, typically used to make a cut stem produce roots, thus turning a stem of a plant into an entire new plant. This is a common strategy used indoors. We highly recommend using mother plants and clones to avoid having to repurchase your plant stock. Here we have some of our 20-pound cylinders of compressed CO2 gas, that's carbon dioxide. Plants typically use 95% carbon dioxide and 5% oxygen in their respiration. So in an indoor environment, to have a better harvest and enrich that, we'll use supplemental CO2. And very, very popular. I actually have a few different products. In these little bags are a puck similar to an Alka-Seltzer puck. It's called Excelofizz. Excelofizz, when exposed to water, will produce CO2 with a hint of camphor and menthol, which helps to fight any excess fungus and things in the garden. And come on back. Let's take a look in the back section. So through here, we typically stock most of our medias that are for hydroponic gardening. We have our hydroponic containers, soil containers, but we have most of our rock wool and things of that nature. Rock wool is one of the more popular medias that you can have. It's made of basalt rock spun into fibers. It's typically used as a direct substitute for soil, providing a more sterile and inert environment to grow within. I'll show you some of that now. Even better. So this is rock wool. Again, basalt rock is heated and then spun into fibers and mixed with a little bit of lime to produce this fibrous material which will absorb water while still holding a good aeration to water retention value. You can even see some of these darker spots. There's some of the rock right there that's been spun into fibers. This little piece didn't quite make it all the way into the fibers, stayed a little bit still rock. But this is good to use indoors, good to use outdoors. It's sterile. It looks a lot like fiberglass. It doesn't have that itchy quality that fiberglass has. Very, very good for any of your hydroponic needs. You can see that we carry a full line of containers, from 5-gallon and 3-gallon buckets and lids to large pots going all the way from an ounce to 20 gallons capacity. These containers can be used in indoor or outdoor applications and are typically UV resilient, and they will last many, many harvests. So these are fluorescent lights. These in particular are called T5s. T5 denotes the size of the bulb. I'll show you before I turn this one on. They're a very skinny, thin lamp. They use very little energy, and they can actually produce quite a bit in your indoor garden. These lights are typically used for beginning or vegetative growth, for our clones, our seedlings, and our adolescent plants. It helps us to use a longer photo period, but without so much electricity cost, because they're very frugal in their usage. So T5s, a very good idea for starting out your garden. Very low cost, very low light usage, very low electricity usage. They're great. Let's move on. We'll look at some more accessories. We have bamboo for supporting your plants. Over here we have some of our nutrients. Let's take a quick look at some of our nutrient choices here at the Grow Store. Come on back. So, here at the Grow Store, we carry a wide variety of organic and inorganic fertilizers to suit each individual gardener's needs, likes, and tastes. Some of our more popular products, which you may have heard of: General Hydroponics. General Hydroponics is a liquid fertilizer and powdered fertilizer company that got together with NASA in 1978 to develop the most advanced fertilizers available on the market today. Very popular, as you can see, all of these colored vessels here. These are all General Hydroponics products, and they're engineered to grow any type of plant in any phase of that plant's life. For that reason, I highly recommend them because you can use them on everything. Over here we see a little bit different style of fertilizers. We have a lot of guanos in this area. We have the Sunleaves brand guanos. These are typically bags containing a casting from an animal, a feces from an animal. So this is bat guano. It is a high nitrogen bat guano. This would typically be used in veg. Very popular, very thrifty, but very strong. A little bit goes a long way. This bag, $6. This is probably 2 years worth of this fertilizer. Let's take a look at another one. So this one is a seabird guano. It's a Peruvian seabird. This is also a high nitrogen product. Good for producing leaves, good for getting your plants nice and robust and green and large, but not quite right for flowering. For flowering, I recommend a bat guano that's high in phosphorus. Of course, phosphorus, the main building block of all of our flowers, fruits, and blooms. This particular Jamaican back guano, one of our most popular items for the last decade. People really like it because they can sprinkle a little bit on and then just use water, and it covers all of their needs. At the Grow Store, we offer many different reflector styles and sizes so that you can harness the light energy for your plants and reflect it directly down upon them, getting the most effect from your electrical usage. These hoods are typically lensed or have a captive glass on the bottom of them, so you can't touch the hot part of the bulb. They also have venting and cooling flanges on them, so you can force air or extract air through them in order to keep them cool or keep your garden cool or just to maintain a sealed environment. Another popular choice would be carbon filters. Carbon filters are typically used to clean the air of errant pollen, scent, and dust that can be found in the garden. This will keep your room cleaner, it'll keep your house smelling cleaner. If you're in there cutting plants, you won't particularly have that overwhelming vegetative smell. These filters are typically found in any indoor garden and usually higher up, tucked out of the way in the ceiling so that they extract heat and any scent or pollen or dander in the air.
Good.
Here at the Grow Store, we also have quite a selection of indoor gardening lamps. From wattages as small as a 100-watt bulb, this is a tiny metal halide, to as large as a 1,000-watt lamp. One of our most popular, the Hortilux lamp. We carry lamps in all wattages, styles, and types to suit your needs for your growing to get the best out of your garden. All of these lights are high-intensity discharge, which means that they require a power supply known as a ballast. With that ballast, you're able to cast enough light to illuminate an area up to an 8x8 footprint. Typically use the 1,000 watt for that purpose. With these lights, you're able to manipulate your environment and lengthen the photo period regardless of outdoor season, thus being able to produce any plant, anytime, anywhere, year-round. So, if you have any lighting questions, let us know. We've got all those bulbs for your needs. A lot of